Hi, I'm Professor Liming, and I've had a lot of parents asking about the Google Classroom and how to navigate it. So I wanted to show you how to navigate my Google Classroom. It's going to be different for each teacher, but this should give you a pretty good idea. Let's go ahead and get started with a screen share. Okay, so here is my Google Classroom. This is the stream. This is a sixth grade class. If we go to classwork, this is going to be the most important part for anybody is classwork. And my computer is being very slow tonight, so hopefully this won't take too long. It will pull up for you, starting at the top with the materials of the book study printouts. This item here is actually for if they're talking about Word Warrior or Connector Detector, Discussion Director, anything like that, this is where that is. And I give them one at the start of the week that they're assigned, but students tend to lose them by the end of the week when they're due. So I point this out so that you can see that you can print them off, or you could have them handwrite it on a regular piece of notebook paper that they can turn in, and it would have all the prompts that they need. For the tasks themselves and seeing where those are assigned, if we come further down, scrolling all the way down, you'll see that I have things assigned by week. And so this is the week that it's assigned. And here was our first one. We just had our second one this past week. So if we click on any of the discussion tasks, it's going to have, my computer is not catching up with me. It's going to have the exact same thing under every task. And that's going to be the descriptions and directions for that task. And this one that I cannot click on because they're student names, but the books that have been assigned, it'll break it down by, okay, in this week, you have to read this chapter or these pages. And it will even tell students which task they are for that week. And this will be every quarter. This is not going to change. The books will change, the page numbers will change, but the setup will not. So this is how they know what to do. You might need to help them, especially those who are new to Google Classroom. The other thing is at the end of each week, they have to do an opinion-based quiz. Again, my computer is not catching up with me, but here you can see that it's highlighted, it's all pretty, it tells you exactly what that task is. Let's get out of that and try and get the computer to catch up with us. Here we have a weekly quiz. The weekly quiz is going to be very similar each quarter. And for quarter one, it will be all the same. The questions will never change. It's the student responses that change because they're all opinion-based. Students do better being able to give their opinion as if they're watching a movie and saying, oh no, don't go in there, because they know what's going to happen. Well, this is their opportunity to do that with the book. Well, in this situation, I would have done this differently. And this is why I would have done it differently. And all of the questions lead into the final questions. It's a little bit different each quarter. So make sure that they do read carefully. Some quarters have one or two questions more than the others. Some have less. The other thing you'll see quite often is going to be this, the determining theme and its development and reading at your level. These are freckle practices. Freckle practices are very important for students because it tells them where they are on a certain skill set. And it tells me where they are. And when we have enough students with enough success, we get to put that on the success board and we get to have a celebration as a class. And that's very important for students to be able to celebrate success. They need to see that what they do matters. So anytime you see a reading at your level or something with a number and a bunch of weird letters and numbers and dots, that's a freckle. And I do need them to go ahead and complete that for me. Aside from that, we have our PDFs. This is our online textbook. The online textbook is a great tool, but it's been a little confusing for some students because they think they have to do it on their own. They're not reading directions carefully enough. If you could help your students to really stop and read directions instead of just diving in, it would go so much smoother. If you look here, it says, after we read in class. After we read in class. So that tells them we have to do this in class first. Right now, as of 2024, when this is being filmed, students have made it through Brown Girl Dreaming Comprehension Check and the first PowerPoint, which is here. We haven't even done the grammar or the vocabulary words. We haven't gotten into the analysis, and we haven't gotten into the analysis assignment. So part of this is going to span into next week, which pushes all of these back a little bit as well. And I need you to realize that sometimes we have to slow down for students, and that's okay. I am not going to powerhouse through if we have to slow it down a little bit. So here, after we read in class, and I don't have anything attached yet because we're not ready for it yet. So watch on that. If you see a Salus Realize and there's no attachments, it means we haven't really gotten to it as a class. The ones that we have gotten to, if your student is out absent, take a look. We actually have a direct link to the assignments. And you could print these out, or you could have your student do it on a piece of notebook paper. This one here says comprehension check. Well, where are the questions? That, very slow computer tonight, is where this green Salus Realize comes in. If you click on that, it will take you to the textbook. And it will have everything that's in their actual textbook except for any notes that we may have taken. So if you scroll down far enough, you'll find the comprehension check. And there's their 3 questions, and then a mini summary, 1 or 2 sentences of each poem, which is exactly what I have on that document for them. And the reason I can't have them do it in the physical textbook is because this has something we need the next day. So I can't have students just tear it out and give it to me because they need that other side of the page. And when we get to the analyze the text, which is the 3.2, we'll just leave that. I'll let you check that part on your own. If you look, there's not enough space in the textbook itself for some of these activities that we're being asked to do. In some cases, there's no room at all. So for those, I have a document that can be printed out so students can handwrite on it, because some students need a little bit more space to write. Some just need space, period. There's just, even my smallest handwriters couldn't fit their answers in here. And so that is why I have the documents, and you're welcome to print them out after we've reached that point and after students have had that discussion in class. Aside from that, that's pretty well it on my Google Classroom. Again, classwork. Classwork is your best location every time. And I may have to move things back from time to time, and it may take me a little bit to do that because things get a little crazy in the classroom. We get busy, we get talking and discussing, and I focus more on the students when we're in the classroom than I do on trying to fix this, because the students are my key focus. You're a student, and I want you to know that as well. So if you see one where, yeah, it doesn't have all of our attachments, just know that's getting pushed back. It's okay. We will get to it, or it will be dropped and we'll have to do something else to get students where they need to be. If you have any questions or comments, please do not hesitate to reach out. You can send me a fast message on Remind. You can send me an email through the school email. You can check out my webpage, which is always hyperlinked in my email signatures. Students also have access to that through the stream, but you're gonna have to go clear to the bottom of the stream to find it. I recommend maybe saving it instead. Again, please don't hesitate to check out what I have available for you. If you need other resources like this, please let me know. I am here to help. Thanks so much. Have a good one.